following bowlers have earned a scholarship. Finishing in 6th place, getting a $35 scholarship at plus 208 goes to Colby Bennett. And our 7th place finisher in scratch, getting a $30 scholarship at plus 185 goes to Ryan Graham. So scratch division, it was 211 to make the finals and 185 to cash today. Okay, handicap to in handicap. Okay, the following bowler has earned a $30 scholarship for finishing 6th at plus 46 goes to Zachary Conrad. So handicap division, it was 48 to make the finals and 46 to cash. Okay, if I could have the 10 finalists, please report down to lanes 20 and 21 in between the 2 pairs. We will begin the live streaming finals in just a moment.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the live streaming finals here from Berks Lanes, tournament number 8 on the PJBT season. We're just getting ready here for our finals. I just wanted to get the stream up here, make sure everything is running right. Everyone that's watching, please do me a favor and comment to just let me know that you can hear me. Just want to make sure all my technical difficulties are taken care of. Matt is currently getting everything together to get the finals started. We're going to get all of our bowlers lined up here, and we should just about be ready to go. So I will be back momentarily with the play-by-play for today's finals. Charlize Warner, your number 5 seed. Game 1 of match play, she had a 300 game.
Our number 4 seed from Waldorf, Maryland, Gene Blair.
Gene Blair from Waldorf, Maryland. He'll be against Charlize in the first match.
Advance to game number 2 to take on our number 3 seed from Phoenixville, PA, Jason Waltman.
Jason Waltman from Phoenixville, Pennsylvania.
Match number 2 will advance to the semifinal to take on our number 2 seed from Fredericksburg, PA, Ambrose Shirk.
Ambrose Shirk, your number 2 qualifier.
And the winner of that semifinal match will advance to take on our tournament leader at plus 287 for 8 games from Lidditz, PA, Isaac Erickson.
Isaac Erickson, your tournament leader.
That's a nice hit for our scratch finalists. Okay, bowling fans, now it's time to introduce our 5 handicap finalists. Starting with our number 5 seed from Ephrata, Pennsylvania, Andrew Barnica.
Andrew Barnica, your number 5 seed in the handicap division.
In the first match, he will be taking on our number 4 seed from Ewing, New Jersey, Jonathan Polison.
Jonathan Polison, your number 4 seed, taking on Andrew in the first match.
First match will advance to game number 2 to take on our number 3 seed from Red Lion, PA, Joshua Wolfram.
Joshua Wolfram, your number 3 seed.
Winner of match number 2 will advance to the semifinal to take on our number 2 seed from Forest Hill, Maryland, Logan Chappell.
Logan Chappell, your number 2 seed.
And the winner of that semifinal match will advance to take on our tournament leader at plus 228 for 8 games from Harrisburg, PA, Jewel Johnson.
Jewel Johnson, your number 1 seed from Harrisburg.
Our 5 handicap finalists.
Okay, and we are just about ready to go today. Regular format today, top 5 step ladder.
Match number 1 of our step ladder.
Once again, for those of you just joining us, I want to welcome you here to Berks Lanes for the finals for tournament number 8 here at Berks Lanes. Your first match in the scratch division will be Gene Blair versus Charlize Warner, and Andrew Barnica and Jonathan Polison rather, in match number 1 in the handicap division. Shout out today to my regular broadcast colleague, P.A. Fats, who is with his son at Limerick Bowl for the college tournament today, so I will be flying solo for most of the afternoon. And as always, the message board is open. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them. Other than that, we are just about ready to go. I have shared the link on Facebook. You can gladly share that link also. And let everyone know we are live. A little bit of a double feature today. You get to watch the bowling and the Eagles game that they currently have on the TV. So in match number 1 on the scratch side, as I said, we do have Gene Blair. Finished his 8 games today at plus 221. Gene also shooting a 300. Gene shot 300 game 2 today of qualifying. And Charlize, who finished at plus 211. She had a 300 game in the first game of match play, game number 6. On the handicap side, we have the number 4 seed, Jonathan Polison. Finished today at plus 76, and Andrew Barnica at plus 48. All 4 of our bowlers are taking their practice shots. 2 balls on each lane for each bowler, and then we will be ready to roll.
Jonathan has elected to have Andrew start the match on lane 21, and Andrew is getting the handicap difference of 13. Bowling fans, let's give a nice hand for our Game 1 finalists.
Okay, and we are underway. We are only going with the one camera today on the match. I did have some technical difficulties earlier setting up the scoreboard, so I chose just to roll with the one camera, because if I would have tried to do all three, that might have caused a little bit of an issue, and I didn't want to lose the stream. So we are rolling with one camera today, and we are underway. The handicap difference on the match is 13 for Andrew. Andrew starts off with a 9 count, and Gene starts off with a strike. Spare there for Andrew. I will give scoreboard updates as we go along. That was Neil. He's a rookie. He didn't know. He's good. Charlize starts off with a strike on lane 20, as does Jonathan Paulison. He starts off with a strike for his first shot. Charlize's second frame, she leaves the 4-7. Very makeable spare here. Special thanks today to Mays Bowling and Billiards. They were our tournament sponsor today. Donated a bowling ball, and we appreciate their continuous support. Charlize up now for her spare. She does convert. Jonathan Paulison up now on lane 21. Joining me on the broadcast booth here for a couple minutes, Tournament Director Matt, welcome.
Hello there, Skip Moyer. How are we doing today?
Good. Move the mic just a hair closer to your mouth, please.
To the mouth.
Yes.
Normally you want it further away from my mouth.
Well, today I want it a little closer.
Okay, there we go.
Jonathan Paulison starts off with a double. Gene Blair up now, gets his double as well. Early lead for Gene and John.
I want to point out to our bowling fans here today for the scratch match here. This first match is very interesting. It's the battle of the two bowlers who shot 300 today. We had two bowlers who shot 300 today. Gene Blair during game 2 of qualifying, and then Charlize shot 300 during the first game of match play, our 6th game of qualifying today. So both of these bowlers were our honor score bowlers for today, as Gene makes it 3 in a row.
Today's pattern here at Berks Lanes was Bourbon Street. Played fairly medium to a little high. No real big scores. I mean, we did have the 2 300 games and a couple 250s and 260s, but overall, though, played pretty fair the whole day. 7 count there for Char.
And on the handicap side, Andrew Barnica leaves the 6-7. So he will look to convert. He's going to give it a try, but misses to the right. He'll put 8 miss on the board. 46 in the third, 59 with his handicap. And to go back to what you were saying about the pattern and the scores today, yes, we did have some very good scores out in the lanes, but I would say that our first cut for scratch was somewhere in the ballpark of plus 32 for 5 games. So it was reasonable. Reasonable certainly for a recreational pattern. And on the handicap side, I believe the cut was just a little minus, actually, for qualifying. So we had some good scores, but we also had the scores were kind of kept in check, being that it was a little harder than a house condition today. So very good.
Gene Blair starts off with the front 3. Jonathan Paulison now looking for 3 also. He will get the front 3. Char up now on lane 19 for her 4th frame. She comes in a hair high, leaves the 310.
Yeah, it looked like she pulled that one just a little bit off her hand, and now she'll have the tricky 310 baby split. For our fans out there who don't watch bowling regularly, she'll want to get the ball to the right side of the 3-pin and let the ball deflect into the 10-pin. That would be the way to convert the baby split. And that's exactly how you do it. Great spare there for Charlize. She keeps the board clean through 4 frames. This is match number 1 of our 4-game stepladder for today's tournament. Going to be giving out over $1,100 in prizes today for our 57 competitors competing. Polison thought ball was going to come up high, but it goes 10 down. 4 in a row for Jonathan Polison.
Yes, Armandus, this is in Reading, Pennsylvania. Gene Blair leaving the 10-pin for his 4th frame.
That's what I told him.
Gene makes his spare. Currently in our scratch match through the 4th frame. It's about a 24-pin lead, for Gene. Both bowlers working on spares. Over on the handicap side through 4 frames, it's about a 30-pin lead for Jonathan on the front 4. Strike there for Gene. Gene on a little bit of a run of bad luck here the last couple weeks. He's had a couple matches where his opponent was able to walk up in the 10th and beat him. So Gene, I'm sure Gene definitely is looking to get over the hump here today, and has thrown the ball great all day, especially after shooting 300 game 2. He's been pretty lined up the whole day. Charlize up now on 20. She comes up high. 4-6-10 for her.
Yeah, once again, that ball looked a little bit inside of her target. She was hoping that ball would cross over. Back on the handicap side, we have Andrew Barnica leaving the 3-6 in the 5th frame. And he converts his spare. So he'll post up potentially 84 in the 5th with a strike coming up.
Char covers 2. That'll give her 81 in the 5th. Paulson up now on lane 22, looking for a 5-bagger.
Ironically, for our bowling fans out there, Jonathan Polison started his day off in qualifying on this pair, 21-2, and had a big first game to take the tournament lead early. Kind of slipped back a little bit during match play, but I think he's hoping to ride the wave of this pair. But the string ends at 4 as he leaves the 6-pin.
Charlize leaves just a 7-pin, so both of our bowlers with very makeable spares. Untimely open there for Char. That's back-to-back opens for her. That'll give her 90 in the 6th.
Wow, I think she literally missed knocking that over by the paint on the end of the pin.
Not even a board.
Yep.
So Gene Blair now with an opportunity to increase his lead.
On the handicap side, Polison gets his spare and keeps the board clean.
Gene also leaves a weak 7.
And Blair able to pick up his spare, so he keeps the board clean. He now has a 29-pin lead through 6 frames. And on the handicap side, Jonathan Polison, through 5 frames, has a 32-pin lead, looking to extend it here in frame number 6.
Does not get the messenger to trip down the 10, so he'll have a 10-pin left. Strike there for Gene Blair in his 7th frame.
Yeah, and I believe that 10-pin is off spot because it is literally on the edge of the deck. It was clearly moved, so that probably makes the spare even harder.
Yeah, he just missed getting that 10-pin to trip there with the messenger.
Yeah, I think the messenger moved it, but just didn't knock it over.
Charlize comes up a hair high again, leaving just the 6-pin. Make a little spare there for her.
Let's see if that movement for Jonathan Polison affects making the spare here.
Doesn't look like it moved too much, but it definitely moved. So he did shoot a 10-pin earlier and did look pretty good. So I think he'll cover this one here. And he will. And he does not. I put the jinx on him.
That ball actually grabbed at the last second, and I think if that pin would have been on spot, he probably would have still made that. But being that the pin was moved over, it was out of range. So 137 gives Andrew a chance in the match. Let's see if he can take advantage. He misses the head pin to the right, leaving the 1-2. He'll look to convert his spare.
Charlize currently down 49 pins there, gets the strike, so she's gonna, I think she essentially is gonna need to strike out to have any chance here because Jean has been throwing some pretty good shots. Yeah,
Charlize threw a good ball there. That was a great shot. That was more towards her target area. And when she bowled 300 today, that was a very similar line to what she was playing. Meanwhile, Andrew chops his spare, leaves the 1, chops off the 2. And he now trails by 33 through 6 frames in this first of 4 stepladder matches for our finals today here at Berks Lanes in Sinking Spring. Another strike for Gene Blair. One more strike and he pretty much has the match locked up. And Andrew comes in high, leaving the 6-10.
Just a hair late there for Gene coming in, leaving just the 10-pin. A spare.
Go ahead.
A spare here by Gene. He will only need 3 pins to win his match in the 10th frame, assuming he does spare.
On the handicap side, Andrew picks up his spare, keep himself potentially in the match.
Spare there for Gene. Jonathan up now on lane 22 on the open. Comes up high, luckily only leaving the 4-pin.
And Charlize goes wide, missing the head pin to the right, leaving the 1-2, and that will pretty much end her day as Blair will take home the victory in this first match. However, a great day for Charlize, is bowling her 300 game.
Absolutely.
Without the 300, I'm not sure if she would have made it up to the top 5, which also wins her some scholarships. So another great day on the lanes for her.
Spare for Policid. He does convert his 4-pin. scoring update over here on the handicap side. 147 for Paulison in the 7th. 114 for Andrew Barnica. So about a 30 pin lead or so for Jonathan Paulison. Got that ball just a hair inside, leaves the 6-10. There's a double for Shar. Took her just a little longer than she wanted to today, but definitely a much better shot.
Now refresh me again, Shirley. So she's still in high school, right?
Yes.
Which high school she bowls
Muhlenberg. She bowls from Muhlenberg.
Okay. It's one of the high schools around our area in the high school bowling league, which will be starting up again in a little over a month.
Charlize leaves the 9-10. That'll be 178 for her. $40 scholarship.
45 actually.
$45 scholarship. Spare there for Jonathan Paulison. Jonathan pretty much in a situation where he just needs to fill frames and he should be in good shape. Gene up now to finish off his 10th frame. Leaves the 10 pin. Everyone today gets the double feature. They get to watch Berks Lanes, the finals here from Berks Lanes, and also the Eagles game.
I didn't even notice that,
How can you go wrong? And I didn't even need another camera to do it.
I don't know if you're an Eagles fan right now. I don't know if you want to watch that. It looks like they're blowing a 17-0 lead.
Well,
but anyways, back to the important thing. Andrew Barnica makes his spare on lane 22. And Gene picks up his spare. He'll be in the 220s. And there's a good shot. Trips out the 4-pin for Barnica. So let's see. Andrew can max out at... He is certainly going to need some help. He can max out at 190. With his handicap, he would be at 203. Right now, Jonathan Paulison just needs to fill frames, and he will be in the 210s. So
as long as Paulison goes mark in the 9th and 10th, he's fine.
All right, and on the scratch side, Gene Blair just finished out shooting 226, so he will take down the first match 226 to 178. That will advance him to game number 2 to take on Jason Waltman. Now let's see what we got in the handicap side.
10 pin there for Paulison. Let's see what kind of an adjustment he makes off after he missed his 10 pin earlier today.
Well, it'll be interesting to see because, as again, his first 10 pin, I believe, was a little off a spot. Now this one looks more on spot, so let's see if that makes a difference in the conversion. And he misses it to the right.
Kind of looked like he got it a little farther right, that he was worried about it hooking back.
Well, I would agree with that. And again, when you cut it short on the first one, your tendency is going to be to let the ball loose and throw it more to the right, hoping that you don't miss it. So, but in this case, miss spare, so 183.
Setting up the situation here, if Jonathan Paulison gets at least 20 in the 10th frame here, he will force Andrew to strike out. Anything less than 20, Andrew has a chance.
Correct. And if he gets 20, we could end up with a tie. Start of the 10th frame.
Okay. First shot for Paulison. Puts 10 back.
Puts 10 back.
A double here for Paulison would move him on to match number 2 against Joshua Wolfram. Anything less than a strike here would give Andrew the opportunity to tie.
Bowling fans, this is what it comes down to. Tell your friends to tune in as we have just started the finals, stepladder finals from today's singles PJBT event, number 8 on the season here at Berks Lanes in Sinking Spring.
There is no way, Matt, no way in the world that there is a better football game on right now than this.
That's correct. I would agree with that.
What are you going to do, sit at home and watch the Buffalo Bills?
For the win. No, that ball looked a little bit inside target, so
that was a very important trip there of that split.
It was. Because now he can make his spare, and he cannot lose. He can only tie. Because with the spare, it will force Andrew Barnica to get 3 strikes to force us into a tie. And he is able to convert. So he certainly will not lose at this point. He can only tie. So let's see what Andrew does.
First things first, he needs the first one.
Looks like a pretty good shot. He gets the first. So a good shot there for Andrew Barnica. Now he's going to need 2 more clutch strikes to force a tie. Oh, and the second shot comes up high, leaving the 3-6. So Jonathan Polison will advance to game number 2. Okay, a very good match there. We have 203 for our winner, Jonathan Polison. Andrew Barnica shooting 191 with his handicap.
Okay, I'm gonna send Matt out here to give out the awards for 5th place. We will bring Jason Waltman and Joshua Wolfram in to have their practice shots, and then we will be ready to go. Charlize Warner, your 5th place finisher today.
And our 5th place finisher in the handicap division, getting a $40 scholarship certificate and award goes to Andrew Barnica.
Andrew Barnica, $40 scholarship and your 5th place finisher in the handicap division. Okay, I'm going to let our bowlers from the next match here do their practice shots. I'm going to go grab a schedule, actually. I forgot to do that earlier. And then I will be right back, and we will be ready for match number 2.
Game number 2 of the finals. On the scratch side, we have number 3 seed Jason Walton taking on number 4 seed Gene Blair. Jason has elected to start the match on lane 19. On the handicap side, we have number 3 seed Jonathan Wolfram taking on number 4 seed Jonathan Olson. Joshua has elected to start the match on 21 and against the difference of handicap, which is 36. Bowling fans, let's give a nice hand for our Game 2 finalists.
Okay, and we are underway. Joshua getting 36 pins. That is the difference in handicap. He will start the match. He starts the match off with a strike. Jason Waltman starting off the scratch match. He starts off with the 10 pin. Paulison up, gets a strike in his first frame. Gene Blair also with a 10 pin. Jason Waltman made his 10. Strike for Paulison, spare for Gene Blair. Paulison up now for his second frame. Comes up high, leaves just the 6-10. Strike for Blair. Paulison up now for his spare attempt. Chops the 6 off the 10. He has certainly had issues with his right side spare shooting today with having the ball hook in, so something he's going to need to work on. Waltman up now on lane 20. He puts 10 back. Good shot there for Jason. Wolfram leaving the 7 pin. Spare there for him, 6 pin for Waltman. Waltman picks up his 6 pin. Ten pin for Wolfram. Ambrose Shirk and Logan Chappell wait in the wings for both of the winners of these matches. Gene Blair gets the first double of the match. Wolfram looking for his 10 pin. He does not convert. Gene Blair with a 3-bagger. He will take the early lead. Paulison up now on 22 for his 3rd frame, working on an open. He'll put 10 back, much better shot there for Jonathan. Waltman also puts 10 back. He's got the right lane figured out, just needs to make a little bit of an adjustment on the left.
Okay, Skip Moyer, I am back with the action. Let me check the scoreboard for here for me and the fans. Looks like we have a lot of strikes on the scratch side. Jason Waltman comes up high. Looks like he's struggling just on the left lane. And on the handicap side, Jonathan Paulison has 2 strikes and an open. Now he has 3 strikes and an open, but he has a double on the scoreboard as Joshua Wolfram
Strike for Gene Blair. Give him a 4-bagger. Wolfram with the 6, 7, 10. He'll be looking to convert here to avoid starting the match open. Picks off the 7. through 4 frames in the handicap side. It is Wolfram with a 92 in the 4th with his handicap, and 58 for Paulison. So roughly a 40-pin lead, but that does include the handicap. So Paulison also does have an open in the 2nd, but is perfect other than that. 9 count there for Wolfram, leaves the 7. Blair with a 5-bagger certainly has this pair figured out. And once again, the right lane is very good to Waltman. He's going to have to get this left lane figured out if he wants to have a chance today. Really struggled making shots over on the left lane there. Hasn't found the carry yet.
Waltman leaves a 10-pin there. Still can't figure out that left lane.
And your Cleveland Browns have just tied the Buccaneers.
They ain't my Cleveland Browns.
They are a funny team to watch this year.
Jonathan Paulison comes up light. 9 count.
Blair up now, looking for a 6-pack.
Blair really looking to take control of this match. Oh, and he trips out the 10-pin. So that'll be 6 in a row. And a commanding lead.
Seven-bagger.
7-bagger for Gene Blair. It's going to soon wrap that match up. Unfortunately, Jason never got out of the gate because he couldn't strike on the left lane, as he has 9 spare, 9 spare, 7 spare, 9 spare on the left lane. On the right lane, he's been perfect.
If he shoots a Dutch 200, we're going to have to get him a patch.
Well, there goes that idea as he sends it out the window.
I jinxed him again. That is going to just about do it for Jason Waltman. Back over here to our handicap match.
Don't tell our bowling fans, but the Browns are now on the television. We don't want them to be distracted from a great football team watching our bowling here. 9-pin for Jonathan Paulison in frame number 6. That's a pretty even match. Only 4 pins separate them through 5.5 frames.
And Jason Waltman still does not have a strike on the left lane. Not a good day for him over there.
It's very tough. Tough in a match when you can have one lane figured out and you can't get the other, and your opponent has 7 in a row. Good spare there for Jonathan Paulison. Again, bowling fans, this is game 2 of our 4-game stepladder final for today's PJBT from here at Berks Lanes in Sinking Spring. One of the centers that Josh and I kind of grew up in.
Absolutely.
Always great to come home.
Did a lot of bowling in my days back when I had hair in this place.
We won't tell the people how many years ago you had hair.
Well, I did run into my old high school bowling coach a couple weeks ago, so
wow.
we reminisced a little bit. Even he can't believe how old I am.
Josh Wolfram leaves the 4-6-7. He'll look to get 2 here. He gets 1. So that will pretty much even that match up again. Of course, the scratch match has already come to a close. Gene Blair will be advancing to the semifinal to take on our number 2 seed, Ambrose Shirk. Gene Blair will be advancing to the semifinal to take on our number 2 seed, Ambrose Shirk. Blair's streak ends at the first frame of the 10th as he leaves a 9-pin.
Watch this video. .310 spare there for Wolfram.
And he misses his spare with that, so he has 89, 125 with his handicap in the 7th. So that will give Jonathan, with a mark here, Jonathan Polison will have the lead in the handicap match. Gene Blair about to take one more shot to put him in the 260s for this second match. And his strike gives him 269. Great game for Gene Blair. 269 to advance to the semifinal. It will be a 269 to a 194 victory. Okay, now back on the handicap side, you just saw Jonathan Polison get a strike. So scoreboard has Jonathan in the lead by 1 pin. He can extend that lead to 11 here. As we have 7 frames complete, we'll be starting the 8th frame. Oh, and he lets that one a little bit wide. And Polison leaves the 2-4-8-10. So he will look to get as much count as he can here.
Yeah, considering how close of a match this is a pretty big shot here for Jonathan. He's gonna, the open's gonna hurt him, but he's got to at least get the count.
Yeah, I mean, he is giving the handicap in this match, so it's going to be important to get pins to get as much count as he can. Keep it close. And he does. He gets 3. So good count there. Gives him 144 on the scoreboard. He can max out at 204. Now his opponent, Jonathan Wolfram, 89 in the 7th, 125.
He can max out at 215.
Max out at 215, make that now 205 with the leaving the 6 pin. He'll look to convert that spare. And he misses the spare to the right, so that'll be 98 in the 8th. So now he trails by 10. 10 pins is the difference in the match. With 2 frames to go, we begin the 9th frame. And Josh leaves the 9-pin, so he'll look to convert here in the 9th frame. And he converts his spare. So Josh Wolfram picks up his spare. And now it'll be Jonathan Polison's turn on the right lane for his 9th frame with a very close match here. It's going to come down to the 10th frame. And it looks like a pretty good shot, and Jonathan mixes it up, putting a strike on the board in the 9th. Big foundation frame strike there. So now, let's see. His opponent, Josh Wolfram, can strike out with handicap.
For 184.
For 184.
And if Jonathan gets 20,
he will be at 184. We could have. Jonathan once again starts the 10th frame with the possibility of a tie. Amazingly enough. Double to win. 20 pins, and he can't lose. He can only tie. Like a pretty good shot, and he puts 10 back. So a great shot there. Found in first frame of the 10th. Puts up a double. Now he just needs a mark, and he cannot lose. He can only tie. Same scenario as we had in the first match.
269, 194. If you're just joining us, the final score for match number 2 in the scratch division. Gene Blair moving on to face Ambrose Shirk. The stage is set now for Jonathan Polison. Actually, it doesn't matter. That's a winner. That double was a winner. Just needs a good count here.
Yeah, you're right. I added it wrong in my head.
Yeah,
you're right.
I was thinking, yeah, the double was the winner.
Yep, he needed the first ball in the 10th to win it. So Jonathan Polison with the count will max out at 192 and advance to the semifinal. Okay, so Jonathan Polison finishes with a 192, and that will be enough to advance. And he will advance to the semifinal. We're going to let Josh Wolfram finish up here. He'll be our 4th place finisher on the handicap side.
$60 scholarship for Jason Waltman's 4th place finish, a $50 for Joshua Wolfram.
All right, so he picks up his spare. He has his fill ball here yet. And he gets
160, 169 there with his 6th count. 192, 169 win for Jonathan Polison. He will move on to the next match to take on Logan Chappell.
Okay, I will be back.
Jason Waltman, your 4th place finisher.
And our 4th place finisher in the handicap division getting a $50 scholarship, certificate, and award goes to Joshua Wolfram.
Joshua Wolfram, your 4th place finisher in the scratch division.
Okay, bowling fans, on to our semifinal matches.
Okay, as our bowlers for the semifinal match are beginning their practice shots, just a quick rundown here of the schedule. Next Sunday, October 28th, we are at Jordan Lanes in Whitehall, Pennsylvania for our annual 8-game marathon. This is also our combined PJBT JBT tournament that we do in conjunction with Chuck Pisano and the JBT. That is a 10:30 start time. Then the weekend after that, the Bowling Center Championship. That is also a 10:30 start time at Parkway Lanes in Allentown. You do need reservations for that. So if you do have, the way that works is you put 5 bowlers together from your center. And you can come on out and you have the option to win some scholarship money for you, and also the winning team wins scholarship for their junior program. The weekend after that, we have the 21 and under doubles tournament, also at Parkway, back-to-back weekends at Parkway. And that we do require, we would like reservations also. We normally have walk-in spots for that, but we do prefer we know in advance if you're coming. And then another one that we would like reservations for is the adult junior the following weekend, November 18th at Limerick Bowl. That is a tournament that typically fills up for us, so you can go online. Discounted entries for all events if you pay by Saturday night or Sunday night the week before. And then we close out November at Hampton Lanes, November 25th. Ambrose Shirk up first, also Logan Chappell up first on the left lane. Both matches scratch since Logan and Jonathan have the same entering averages. Ambrose starts off the match. He comes up high, leaves the 4-6-7. Logan's first shot leaves the bucket. 2 there for Ambrose, spare for Logan. Gene Blair once again starts off with a strike on the right lane. Paulson up now for his first frame. Leaves just the 4-pin. That's okay. Oh. Joining me in the booth here for a little play-by-play here in our semifinal match, the other Himmelreich son, Brent Himmelreich. Brent, welcome.
Hello, everybody.
Braden, to answer your question, they are bowling on Bourbon Street today.
Yep, Bourbon Street, the 40-foot shot. It was 6-to-1 ratio, 40-foot shot today.
Jonathan Paulson makes his 4-pin. Ambrose Shirk leaving the 10-pin. It's like I had said to Matt earlier today, the scores weren't too high. They were sort of like a medium, higher. Every now and then somebody put out a 250 or so, but other than that, they were pretty steady.
Yeah, it was a very good shot as long as you didn't miss way far out. It was a good pace of like 210, 220 was a pace. So nothing was out of control, like 250 plus every game. But it wasn't, wasn't cake, but it wasn't hard either. So it was just the right, amount where you had to make good shots and keep the ball in play. So it was very good. Very playable from all angles, too, which was nice.
Well, if we have one bowler today that has definitely figured it out, it's Gene Blair. Gene just shot 260 the last game, starts off with a double here. So Gene definitely has the pair figured out. Ambrose comes up high, leaves the 3-6.
Yeah, Gene was lined up, I noticed, game 2, 3, and 4. I think he shot 803 or 804. He went 300, 279. 223 or 224, I think it was. So he got lined up right after game 1 and had a good look.
Ambrose Shirk has definitely been lined up the last couple weeks. Ambrose had a 300 game a few weeks ago in here.
Absolutely.
I believe that's 2 300s for him here in the last couple months. So
yep.
Definitely a good showing here at Berks Lanes for Ambrose as he makes his spare. Logan Chappell with the strike. Both bowlers tied with 20. We do have a scratch match on the handicap side. Both bowlers have the same average.
Yeah, everything's all scratch here in the semifinals. So
Gene up now for his 3rd frame. Sends the messenger over for the 10-pin. Early lead for Gene. Logan up now for his 3rd frame. Comes up a hair high, leaves the 3-6-10. Gene Blair also, speaking of 300s, he had a 300 game today and also had his first adult 300 game this week.
Very nice, Gene. Yeah, he was very lined up, games 2, 3, and 4. Looked very good. His ball motion was looking very nice.
Another good shot there for Gene. Comes up just a hair light, leaves the 10-pin. Spare shot here for Logan, converts his 3-6-10. Double feature today, Brett. You get to watch bowling and the football game on the live stream.
Yep, bowling and football, and there's many TVs all over today. So pick your game and watch some football while we watch bowling. So it's good.
Spare there for Blair.
Hey, Gene's doing a nice job staying out of trouble, leaving stuff he can make, and just filling frames. That's the name of the game.
Jonathan Paulson up now. He gets the first double of the match.
Good shot.
Ambrose now over on lane 20 looking for his first strike of the match. Much better shot there.
That's a great shot, yep. both players having that break point in there at about 15, 16, 14 in there, maybe standing on about 25, 30 and throwing over third arrow.
Paulson up now on the left lane looking for the three-bagger. Shot here for Jonathan. Gets a break, goes Jersey.
Jersey.
Ambrose, another good shot there for him. He's on the board with a double.
That was a big shot for Ambrose. He definitely needed to get a double and cut into a lead.
Absolutely, much better shot there in the fourth and fifth.
Yep.
Chappell up now. He struck on his last frame here on this lane. He comes up high and leaves an unlucky 3, 6, 7, 10. Blair up now on the right lane.
He
He puts
back.
10 back.
Yep.
Gene Blair looking to run the ladder. He won the first 2 matches.
Shout out to also Charlize Wanner also had a 300 today.
Absolutely.
That was in, if I recall, in match play. So
Gene Blair defeated Charlize Wanner 226-178 the first match, and then defeated Jason Waltman 269-194. Over on the handicap side, Jonathan Paulson also looking to run the ladder. He defeated Andrew Barnica 203-191, and Joshua Wolfram 192-169. So
sometimes it can be a good thing starting fifth because you get to you get through the first match, get your feet wet, and then you get lined up, and you're a little, should I say, a little more hot with the lanes than somebody that's just coming cold. So certainly can be advantage.
Big three-bagger there for Ambrose. Paulson up now looking for a four-bagger, as is Ambrose Shirk. Ambrose gets his four-bagger, Jonathan with a 4-6-7. Gene Blair comes up high, leaves the 7. Really one of the first bad shots we've seen him throw in the pair here. So
yeah, that shot was left out of his hand, but certainly very fortunate to leave the 7 pin there.
Good count there for Paulson.
Gene gets a spare there, and it looks like it's about a 1-pin match over on the scratch side.
Paulson up now on 21, off the open. Comes up high, leaves only the 3-pin. Gene Blair puts 10 back. Through 5 frames, Jonathan Paulson, 105. 74 for Logan Chappell, so early lead for Jonathan. Ambrose leaves the week 7.
This scratch match, definitely the right lane is hooking a little more. The players are having, seems here at the end of the game that they burned it up, and the right lane hooking a little more. So it's going to be interesting to see how both players make adjustments here as we get to the end of the match here on this right lane on 20.
With a spare here through 8 frames, Ambrose would be down 12. 178 in the 8th for Gene. 166 for Ambrose here with the spare, which he makes. So 12-pin match there. Ambrose looking to put 10 back here again to put the pressure on Gene to keep striking. Not something Gene's had yet today. He hasn't had anybody to pressure him yet.
Not yet.
So.
Not yet.
But Ambrose certainly up to the challenge.
Oh, the messenger.
Ambrose gets the late messenger and takes down the 10-pin. Big shot there for him to set up the 10th. So Gene Blair now is on pace for 258. Ambrose Shark 236. So
this right lane's going to be a key shot here for Gene on this right lane, because certainly it looks a little more. You get it in a little, it hooks a ton, get it out, and it hangs. So we'll see.
He did come in a hair light on his last shot over here, so we'll see if he makes a little bit of an adjustment. Logan Chappell leaving the 2-pin. Shot here for Gene. He puts 10 back.
That's a great shot by Gene. He definitely got the ball in with a little less hand and read the pattern beautifully there.
So I believe at least an 8 count on the first ball here, and then a spare and a strike. I think 18 here in the 10th wraps up the match. But a strike here, I think, closes it out completely.
Yeah, strike will close it out. He can, I think, go 9 spare strike as well for 237. Here it comes. And that'll do it.
Does not matter. Still needs good count here on the second and fill ball.
Yep.
228 Gene is currently at after that first strike, so solid count here. The next 2 balls will wrap the match up. We're going to focus over here on our handicap match. 13. That is currently a 2-pin match in favor of Jonathan Paulison, who puts 10 back. And we have ourselves a ball game.
Almost all square going into the 8th frame.
Chops 2 pins off. Gene chops 2 pins off for 244. Ambrose comes up high, 3-6-10. 216 if he goes spare strike. Paulison up here now, looking for a double. Big double, too, here in a real close match.
Big shot here. He went high.
Another 3-6-10. We've seen quite a few 3-6-10s. You know, when you get it just a little inside, like you said earlier, you get it inside, it jumps up high.
Yeah, a lot of friction inside, and then you get it outside, 7-6-5. It's obviously going to hang. So certainly, and I've seen the couple shots we've seen on 20 that have gone high, and now with the handicap match on 21, certainly looks like on the 21 and 22 pair, the left lane, it's the lane that's hooking a little more.
Big spare here for Paulison.
That's a nice conversion.
$244-216. Your final score in the scratch semifinal match. Gene Blair will move on to face Isaac Erickson. Logan Chappell leaves the 10 pin for his 8th frame.
Wow.
Good shot there for Logan.
That was an excellent shot, yeah. Just a hair behind and 6 pin right around the 10, but a very good shot.
Big spare there for Logan. 142 for Logan in the 8th frame. 142 in the 8th for Logan and 155.
Yep. 13-pin match.
13-pin lead for Jonathan Paulison. Big strike there for Logan, gets the mixer. Jonathan Paulison with an opportunity now to walk up in the 10th and win the match.
It's a position you want to be in, certainly 9th and 10th frame. You have the position to shut out your opponent. I know the feeling from we were up at Chaco. Certainly, you got the opportunity to close it out, and if you can do it, it's that.
The last 2 matches here are first and second matches. Jonathan Paulison actually needed 20 to at least tie.
Okay.
I mean, he finished the match first, but 20 would have been a tie, and he was successful. So we'll see if he can close the match out a little earlier this time.
Maybe key that he's ending first as he goes high on the right lane there. Leaves a 3-6.
So Logan Chappell can strike out to finish at 212. And if Jonathan Paulison spares and strikes out, he can finish at 213. So once again, we could have the possibility of a tie.
Most certainly.
Spare there for Paulison. All 3 to shut out Logan Chappell.
All 3 to shut out here on lane 21. The interesting lane of the 2, and we'll see what adjustment Jonathan will make here.
Winner of this handicap match will move on to face Jewel Johnson in our finals. Isaac Erickson waiting in the wings and scratch. Jonathan Paulison needs the first one.
Nice adjustment. Definitely there he got the ball. I don't know, he looked like he moved like 2 and 1, or he moved in a little bit. He got that ball to read and get down further down the lane before it hooked. Certainly through that break point. So that was a nice shot for his first shot in the 10th.
All right, he got the first one. Another 2 more strikes here would shut out Logan Chappell. So
looks like a good shot, and it is.
There's another one.
So this will be the last shot for Jonathan. 9 for a tie, strike, and he advances to the title match. Well, it's on its way. It looks a little in, and it's a 9 count. So Logan can get up and strike out to tie here on lane 22.
Unbelievable finish to all 3 of these handicap matches. We've had the ability for a tie all 3 matches here. First shot's on its way, and he leaves the 4-pin. Jonathan Paulison survives again.
And the title match in handicap, 212 to 180. Jonathan Paulison will be advancing to the finals.
Okay, we will have Matt out there to give away our final awards, and we will be ready for our title match.
Hi, sir. Yes, sir. How was leisure?
Not house.
I know, probably not. Yep.
I went for 9 yesterday, today -11. It's high in the team by a lot.
Okay, Holy fans, that concludes our semifinal matches for today's PJBT. Finishing in third in the scratch division, getting a $75 scholarship. Certificate and award goes to Ambrose Shirk.
$75 scholarship, second place finish for Ambrose Shirk.
And our third place finisher in the handicap division, getting a $75 scholarship. Certificate and award goes to Logan Chappell.
Logan Chappell, your third place finisher, $75 scholarship. We will now move on to our title matches. We'll bring our bowlers in to for their 2 balls on each lane, and we will be right back with the play-by-play for the title match. You are watching the finals from Berks Lanes on the PJBT YouTube channel.
PJBT here at Berks and Sinking Spring, sponsored by Maze Bowling and Billiards. On the scratch side, we have number 1 seed Isaac Erickson taking on number 4 seed Gene Blair. Isaac has elected to have Gene start the match on lane 19. On the handicap side, we have top seed Jewel Johnson taking on number 4 seed Jonathan Olson. Jewel has elected to start the match on lane 21, and she gets the handicap difference of 17. Bowling fans, let's give a nice hand for our title matches.
Alrighty, we are ready to go with our title matches. The handicap difference between Jewel and Jonathan is 17 pins for Jewel. Gene Blair up first. He starts off with a strike. Gene Blair and Jonathan Paulison looking to run the ladder today. Jewel comes up high, leaves the 6 pin. Spare there for Jewel. Isaac Erickson up first for his first frame rather. His first shot, he puts 10 back. Now you're live.
Now I'm live. There we go.
Paulison up now for his first frame over on lane 22. Paulison's taken quite a route to get here to the title match.
Shot
right there for him. Erickson up now for his second frame.
Oh.
Unlucky break there for him.
Oh. It's a good spare there by Erickson.
Paulison up on 21, looking for the double. What a break for Paulison.
Wow.
Gene Blair with a double. I get the feeling we're gonna see a tad bit higher scores here in this title match here for Scratch.
Oh, certainly. I was just going to point that out too. Absolutely. I think both players are playing the same line. It's just going to come down to execution.
Jewel comes up a little high, leaves just a 6-10. This is the first finals for Jewel Johnson here with the PJBT.
And a nice shot on 19 there for Gene Blair with the front three.
Jewel up now for her spare. She converts her spare. Good spare there for
nice
Jewel.
Spare. And a strike for Jewel there on 21.
Erickson up now on 20, comes up high, leaves the 6-10. Paulison up now for his third frame on 22. Strike here for Paulison would cut the deficit to 5. Erickson up now for his spare. Converts.
Paulison's just staying within himself, throwing good shots, keeping the ball in play. Good things will happen. And Jonathan Paulison here on 21 for his fourth frame. Comes inside, comes high, and leaves a 4-7-10.
Strike there for Isaac Erickson for his fourth frame.
Good shot by Isaac Erickson there after leaving that, unlucky 7-pin. Certainly good shot there. I expect an adjustment on the tricky right lane on lane 20.
Paulison gets 2.
Gene slips and he strikes.
Four-bagger for Gene Blair.
And an early lead for Gene there, 32 pins going into the fifth frame.
3-6 for Jewel. Actually 3-6-7 rather for Jewel.
Yeah, the monitor said 3-6, but it is 3-6-7 as Gene goes light there on 19.
Matt, you're going to need to change that because she didn't get it. It needs to be a 7 for Jewel instead of 8. It needs to be a 7 for Jewel instead of 8. 7 miss instead of 8 miss.
She left the 3-6-7.
Okay, we'll get the score correction there.
And a conversion by Gene on that 1-2-10.
Yeah, because Jewel left an 8 count.
And Erickson comes in high on the right lane here. Leaves another 6-10 on this right lane on lane 20.
Jewel needs the 7. Yeah. Make that a 2. Now. No.
No.
No, she left 3, but the monitor only said she left 2.
And she left the 3-6-7. It showed 3-6 on the monitor.
All right.
And Erickson up on 20. He makes his spare.
Isaac cuts into the lead now there for Gene. Isaac up now on 19 for his 6th frame. He did strike on this frame, this lane the last time. Jewel comes up high, leaves the 6, 7, 10. Another tough spare there for her.
It's like bookends right now. I see the players, they're comfortable on 19 and 22. On the handicap, it's a left lane. On the scratch, it's a right lane. Whoever is going to win the match is certainly going to find it out on either 20 or 21. So we'll see as we go into the 6th frame. And here comes Isaac Erickson.
Another 10 back for Isaac on that left lane. Hollison up now, coming off the open. Comes up high also, leaves the 310.
And Jean strikes for the 6th frame on lane 20. Keeps that 29 pin lead right now as we head to the 7th frame on the scratch side. And Paulison with a 310 spare here coming up on 22.
Paulison up now for his spare conversion. Looking to make the 310. He will not. Paulison with a 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 6-pin lead.
6-pin lead, yep.
6-pin lead. Jean Blair leaves the spare there for Jean.
So both the scratch players they're keeping it clean, but nothing too crazy. Not 3 or 4 in a row or 5 in a row right now. So certainly they're trying to find their groove on the scratch side here. As Paulison is up.
Paulison gets after 2 straight opens there. He gets back on the mark side.
Yep.
Puts 10 back. Isaac now looking for his first double of the match.
Isaac looks like he made an adjustment. He moved in here.
And he puts 10 back. That's a big shot for him. That brings him within 10.
Yep. Definitely saw an adjustment there as he moved left closer to the ball return there.
Jewel also gets a strike there in her 6th frame.
Yep, she keeps that. Look, she's down by 6. So certainly both matches very close here in scratch and handicap. As we go to the 7th frame and in handicap up on here, Jewel's up here on lane 21. And she strikes on lane 27, or excuse me, 21, and puts a double into the match there. Here comes a big shot on 19. Ooh.
That's a big strike there for Isaac. Paulison up now on 22, looking to match Jewel's double.
Yeah, this is going to be a key shot for Paulison. After going 3 in a row, he went open, tugged the 6 frames. So let's see if he can execute here on 22.
Big shot here for Jean also. He comes up high, leaves the 310, or 3-6 rather. 6-10, 6-10.
6-10, yep, and a good shot by Paulison, and leaves a 10 pin. So good shot there after the 2 opens and the Brooklyn strike. See if he can make the spare here on 22. And Paulison makes a spare on 22. Gene a little to the left, and he misses the 610 on 20, which tightens the match. Now Gene is going to be behind now, going into the 9th frame.
Blair up now, looking.
Oh my. Wow, that ball was wide, but he's fortunate he leaves a 2-pin. Nice shot by Paulison. So now after the open frame, Gene's looking to make the spare here in the 9th frame, and now he cannot shut out Isaac Erickson. Isaac
can now get up in the 9th and 10th and win the match.
Yep, he can get up in the 9th and 10th. He's on pace for 248. Jewel with 3 in a row there. And a strike on 22. Isaac's.
Big shot here for Isaac.
Yeah, now he's where he was in the 7th, or excuse me, yeah, the 7th frame. He's made that adjustment in, and let's see. Great shot. And Jewel leaves a 3-6-7-10 on 21.
I do believe a mark here would wrap it up for Isaac Erickson.
Yeah, Gene can strike out for 223. Isaac just, for him, and he needs a spare right now. Strike's at best medicine, but certainly at least a spare in the 10th frame with count will wrap it up.
Open there for Jewel.
Yeah, with that open, Jewel has 153 right now in the 9th.
Isaac up now in the left lane.
Ooh.
Leaves the bucket.
Ooh, and he does not get good count. That's quite interesting here because with a conversion and a strike, he will win the match by a pin if Gene would strike out. So that shot did not get good count, and he leaves himself a difficult spare in the 10th. So he needs to make this and strike to win.
Big shot here for Paulison. Paulison can take an advantage here in the match with a strike. He gets a double.
Nice shot. Great double there.
Isaac Erickson up now on 19, looking to convert his bucket.
10th frame, lane 19, difficult spare. And he misses the 2-5. He misses a 2-4-5-8 bucket. 212. And opens the door for Gene, and certainly we could have a tie here still. Gene needs
20.
He needs 20, yep. He needs strike spare to shoot 213 to win by a pin.
But if he goes 9 spare strike,
I was just going to say that too. He could go 9 spare strike. We tie at 212, so.
Big shot here on both sides. Paulison up now. Paulison can just about wrap the match up here with a strike.
He can.
He comes up high, 3-6-10. Spare strike here. He needs a spare strike to win. Gene Blair.
Oh, and he gets an 8 count, and that's going to do it, folks. Match is over. Isaac Erickson is going to win here at Berks Lanes in the scratch division. I came down to that tricky right lane. Just seems like on 20 it was hang outside and inside really hooked, and just got very, very difficult.
Gene Blair, second place, $100 scholarship.
Good bowling for Gene. It's always tough to lose and get second. But all in all, it was a good day for Jean. He bowled well.
Jonathan needs this spare. He gets it. With a strike here. I want to make sure here once the scoreboard comes up, but 8, 9, 10, yep. If a strike here, he would win by a pin.
Yeah, because if Jewel strikes out, she will have 183, and then she's getting 17 pins handicap, so that's 200. So if Jonathan strikes here, it's over. If he gets 9, there's a possibility of tie, and 8, in 8 count or less, he will not shut out Jewel. Ooh, that's left. Left out of his hand. Oh, an 8. So he's going to finish with 199.
But now Jewel needs to strike out to win.
She can strike out to win. If she strikes out, it's 200 for her, so yep.
And then a double 9, we would have a tie.
Yep.
There's the first one.
There's number 1.
Good shot there for Jewel. She'll need the next strike to stay alive.
Ball's got to get up. Oh, and she leaves the 2-8.
And Jonathan Paulison will be your winner.
And if I recall, Jonathan Paulison ran the ladder.
Yes, he did.
He ran the ladder.
212, 199, your final score. Isaac Erickson defeats Gene Blair over in the scratch division. And over on the handicap side, Jonathan Paulison 199 and 189 for Jewel Johnson. So Isaac Erickson wins his 3rd title of the year. Jonathan Paulison his 1st of the year.
Congratulations to both Isaac and Jonathan for great bowling today. Also, Jewel had a great day too, finishing in 2nd as well. So congratulations to all the bowlers, and Matt will be out here in just a sec.
All right, we will hand out our awards, and then we will bring our winners back for a very quick post-game interview. And then it's dinner time.
It is. It's 5 o'clock already.
All right. We will be right back momentarily. Gene Blair, your 2nd place finisher today, 300 game today, $40 for the 300 pot. Just got to check for that light.
Receiving a $100 scholarship certificate and award goes to Jewel Johnson.
And 2nd place finish for Jewel.
Good start to the season for her. She's had a couple good finishes here and a couple good games.
Yep, she's been very consistent, yep.
Isaac Erickson, your winner today, his second title of the year, third title of the year, rather.
Congratulations to Isaac.
And our winner in the handicap division, walking the ladder from the 4th seed, getting a $200 scholarship certificate and plaque goes to Jonathan Polison.
And Jonathan Polison, your championship winner in the handicap division here at Berks Lanes.
Okay, stay tuned for post-game interviews, and we will hope to see everybody next Sunday. Don't forget, next Sunday we have a big event. Next Sunday at Jordan Lanes in Allentown, PA. We'll be joining the Junior Bowlers Tour. Chuck Pisano and the Junior Bowlers Tour will be in town with the PJBT for our 8-game marathon bonus payout event next Sunday. So don't forget, we'll be live streaming the finals, so make sure you tune in next Sunday, starting at 10:30. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, I'm going to switch the camera around here while Matt does his picture, and then I will be right back with post-game interviews. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're in good shape now.
All right.
I am here today with our handicap winner, Jonathan Polison. You ran the ladder today.
Yes, yes.
You didn't do it in the way that you would normally want to do it. You had a chance for a tie in every single match you bowled today.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, just luck came today. I don't know.
Yeah, little issues with those corner pins, but other than that, you threw some pretty good balls today.
Yeah, in the morning when we started, I wasn't really having a hard time with them that much, but I think because the break point got broken down, my plastic ball was hooking. I was having a little bit of a problem with that, but overall, I did pretty well today.
Talk about your day overall. How did the Bourbon Street pattern play for you?
All right, so the first game, I was actually on the same lanes, 21 and 22. I bowled a 255 the first game. So the first 4 games I bowled pretty well, but after that, the 5th game of qualifying, I bowled a 138. I dropped like 60 pins.
Right.
So the first 2 games of match play, I won the first game of match play. I bowled like a 140 something. It was by like 10 pins.
Right.
And second game I lost. I don't remember what I bowled. But the third game of match play, I pulled myself out of the gutter and bowled a 212, I think, if I remember correctly.
And then you certainly scored quite well in the those final 4 matches. So.
Yeah, in the beginning of the day, I was using timeless. I was much farther right than I was now. Around game 5, I decided to make a ball change to the Daredevil Danger. I probably shouldn't have done that, but so I did go back to the timeless the last game of match play, and it worked out for me. So I stayed with that ball the rest of the day.
Certainly a good thing, understanding what your equipment is and knowing that you made the wrong ball change. So, anything else you'd like to add? Anybody you want to shout out to? Maybe, I don't know, thank Mom and Dad?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Mom and Dad for bringing me here today. I know Ray, Glenn, you guys are in the pro shop watching this. I just found out about 5 minutes ago. My mom told me. I'd like to thank Bill and Neil Sr. for coaching me. I don't know. Everyone that's helped me has been great. I just want to thank everyone.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
You have punched your ticket to championship weekend.
Thank you.
All righty. Jonathan Paulison, your handicap winner today. So now I sit here with this guy. This is becoming a little habit forming for you this year. This is the 3rd time in 8 tries.
8, wow, yeah, I haven't kept count like that, but.
Does it get old?
No, never.
Isaac Erickson, your scratch division winner today. You only had to bowl 1 match, so you didn't. You weren't involved in all the excitement that the handicap had. The handicap match could have had a tie in all 4 games today, but kind of that title match there, you guys kind of went back and forth there. It seemed like you moved in a little bit towards the middle part of the game. Did you move in a little bit?
A little, but yeah, I think like 1 or 2 boards left, but I just couldn't trust it the first couple frames because the pairs compared to the practice lane always play tighter because there's less bowling on them, so just a matter of trusting it.
And then 10th frame, you get up, leave the bucket, chop it off.
Yep. Yeah.
And that's but it worked out for you.
Yeah, I thought I was done after that, but Gene, I think, went to the face in the 8th frame, so you never know in situations like that.
How did Bourbon Street play for you today?
The fresh, there was a ton of friction. I've never seen something like that hook a lot. I had a good look on fresh, and I shot 140. So, but then eventually worked back to get in the cut like 60 over, and then found my physical game after the break. So
one thing we kind of talked about while everybody was bowling, it's it was kind of like a medium to low high scoring pace today. You really didn't have anybody shooting any big numbers. Everybody just kind of hung around each other.
Yeah.
And like you said you had a 140 game today. You could shoot that 140 game and you were still hanging around.
Yeah, they're what I call easy hard. Like there's a big puddle and there's a lot of friction, and it's how to control that. So.
Excellent. Good day for you today. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add? Any shout outs?
Shout outs to my parents, sister for coming every weekend, Ashley who stayed around, Dean Lux, Eric Montgomery, Neil Vital, the whole crew.
All righty. We'll see you next week at Jordan.
Yep.
All righty, sir. Congratulations.
Right, thank you.
Isaac Erickson, your scratch division champion today. Brent, come on back in and help me close this out. Come in a little closer to me.
Yeah, let me get a little closer
the camera moved a little bit, but
yeah, it did.
Next week, next Sunday, 10:30 a.m., we are at Jordan Lanes in Allentown for our 8-game marathon. And now would be the time to start getting those reservations in for the Bowling Center Championship. You can take care of that online. Just if you do put your Bowling Center Championship entry in online, just make sure you do put in the notes section who is all bowling on the team and whether you're scratch or handicap. Yep. If they're handicap bowlers that have not bowled PJBT yet this year, please include their entering averages also. We'll double check everything, but it helps us kind of get an idea where we're going.
Yep.
But
and also get your entries in also as well. Our next adult juniors coming up.
November 18th.
Yep, Sunday, November 18th at Limerick as well. So great events coming up.
All righty. For all of us here at the PJBT, once again, another shout out to PA Fats, who couldn't be here today, but he was here with us in spirit today. So thanks to Brent and Matt for hopping in with me to take care of commentary. We will see you guys next week at the 8-game marathon.
We'll see you then.
See ya.